We rejoin the game in the top of the third inning. It's 2-1 to the Yankees. Solo home run to Rex Hudler for the California Angels in the top of the second, and a couple of unearned runs for the New York Yankees in the bottom of the second to take the lead. We got Damon Easley coming up, and Damon Easley is facing the starting pitcher for the Yankees, Jimmy Key. Base on balls 9. He's not fresh, so we need to check for the base on balls. Damon Easley is a patience of 5, and it's -1, takes him to a 4. So he's below the card, which is bad for the batter. So he doesn't get the walk, puts it into play. It's a ground ball. The ground ball is a 4-6. Now, obviously, there's no one on first base, so a 4-6 is not needed. The error check is against the shortstop. Now, the shortstop is not going to get involved in this play because there's not a runner on first, so it's just simply a 4-3. 1 down. Chad Curtis is the next hitter for California. He had a single and he stole first base in the first inning. He's got a hitter's count and he swung away and put it into play. But again, it's going to be a ground ball, fly ball. It's a 1 ground ball and a 3 ground ball, so 1 and 3 is a 4. And a 4 over here is a 4-6-3. Again, no runner on, so it's just a 4-3. Tim Salmon is the next. He's in the 3 hole. He flew out to right field in the first inning. He's putting that one into play, and it's a ballpark check. We've got Yankee Stadium coming up. Let's see what we get here. 44 on Yankee Stadium. 44 is an action check. So that's a ballpark action. So we flip another card and we look under the ballpark action section. Double, question mark, to left field. Fielding rating to keep it to a single. So it's a single, probably going to be a double, but the fielder can stop it. So the left fielder is Polonia. We come over to Polonia. Polonia in left field is a D. He needs to be a B. So he needs to be a B or above. He's not that. So it is going to be the worst of it for the fielding team, which is a double. So a double to Tim Salmon. Again, 2 outs with a runner on second. This time Chili Davis is going to come up for the California Angels. We've got a base on balls 13. He's a patience of 9 with men on, -1 with men on for control. For Jimmy Key takes him to an 8. So this card is well above the batter's adjusted rating, so it's bad for him. So he doesn't walk this time. Puts it into play. It's a ground ball. And that ground ball is a 4-6. Can't get the runner forced at second base, so it's just going to be 4-3. And that's the top of the third inning. Going over to Danny Tartabull for the Yankees. We've got a walk of 4. He's got a patience of 7 and a control adjustment of 0, so it's a 7, meaning the 7 is above the 4, and Danny Tartabull will walk. Now, Danny Tartabull does not have a star jump rating. He's only got a 3. So no jump on that one. Paul O'Neill's up. So Paul O'Neill is up for the Yanks. We have in play. If the pitcher was exhausted, we'd have a walk 4. So Paul O'Neill is a walk 10 with men on, and a -1 for Leiter would be a walk of 9. So if for some reason I had Mark Leiter out there when his stamina was pretty much done, he was exhausted, it would be a walk. But in this case, it's going to be in play in the black there. And in play is going to be a possible soft ground ball single. Possible single on the infield to third. Now, he'd have to be 7 to 30. Now, Paul O'Neill's a pretty good hitter. So he hit 359 that year. His batting is 17 with men on. We know Mark Leiter takes 5 off that to make it a 12. but 12 is between 7 and 30, so it's a soft ground ball to third base. So it would say no advance there. Possibly if the runner was on second and he wasn't forced, he wouldn't advance. In this case, he must advance, but we've got an infield single. So we've got a runner on first and second now. Runners on first and second, nobody out, and the catcher, Matt Noakes. Matt Noakes popped it up to shortstop last time. It's an 0-2 pitch. He can't guess, so he's just going to put it into play. Possible hit again. So if he's between 9 and 30, it'll be a single into the center field alley and a two-base advance. Matt Noakes is an 11 with men on. But -5 takes that 11 down to a 6, which takes away the single opportunity. So Mark Light has taken away the single from him. So instead it's a ground ball. That ground ball is a 4-6, and the runner is out at second base. So because the runner's out at second base, we now have runners at the corners because of the fielder's choice. Bernie Williams is up. Bernie lined out to the third baseman last time. Nice catch by Easley, if you can remember. Looking for a strikeout, and it's a strikeout 3. But the ball's not doing too much. Bernie Williams is a contact of 10 with men on. +1 makes him an 11. 11 is well above the strikeout of 3, so it's good for the batter. So it's into play. He's got a chance to get a hit here, but it's a fly ball. And the fly ball is a line out to the shortstop. So 2 down. The run stays at third, so runner's still at the corner with Randy Velarde up. Couple of nice breaking pitches. Strikeout 6. Randy Velarde with men on is a K7. Mark Leiter, though, has a plus strikeout rating with men on, and it takes him to a K8. So K8 is above K6, so good for the batter, in play, and it's a ballpark check. Yankee Stadium 90. Now you roll a two-sided dice, two 10-sided dice for 100, but it only goes up to 79, so 0 to 79. A 90 over here is out of range. So when it's out of range, it's just the out there. So it's a ground ball, and it's a 4-6. So that'll end frame. No runners do come in and score on that. We go to the top of the fourth. Top of the fourth inning, as we fix the Bo Jackson is up, facing Jimmy Key. Jimmy Key's faced 13 batters. They'll be looking for a quick 1-2-3 inning. Strikeout 14. Now we know Bo Jackson's a straight K, or K0. The +1 takes him to 1. Strikeout 14 is well above it. So it's bad for the batter. It's a strikeout. That's 2 strikeouts for Bo Jackson. Chris Turner's up. Strikeout 10. Is the hitting getting around the fastball today? Well, he's a K8 with no one on, and a +1 would be a K9, but a K9 is below the card reading, so below is bad. For the batter, it's a strikeout, 2 down. That'll bring up Chris Turner. And I showed the wrong card. Chris Turner is up. Should have showed Eduardo Perez last at bat, but Eduardo Perez was still a K8, so exactly the same K rating with men off. And it's strikeout 10 again, which is exactly the same as last time, so it's going to be a strikeout because it's the same adjusted strikeout rating. So that worked out well for me. Mark Leiter now for California in the bottom of the fourth, facing Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly had an RBI single in the second inning. Based on balls 13, if he was exhausted, he's not, so it's just into play. A fly ball. Now, if there was a runner on first and he had a jump of 15 plus, it'd be a running game. But nobody's on, so we will line out to right field. Luis Polonia top of the lineup for the Yanks. We've got a walk 12. His patience is a 4. Control is a 0, so it's a 4. So the card reading is well above the batter's card. So it's bad for the batter. Puts it into play. So it's going to be a fielding check. Now, and if the fielding check results in a runner on base, a runner with a jump 6 would have a running game check. So Lewis Polonia's got a jump of 79. So it's well above 6. So let's have a look and see if he gets on base first. We've got line drive out in front of the center fielder. He dives forward. It's going to be a line drive to the center field or a single because he'll keep it in front of him. Okay, so it's Chad Curtis. Chad Curtis is a B in center field. The reading he needs to be a C minus or above, or Chad Curtis is a B, so he's above C minus, so it's going to be a line out to center field. That'll bring up Wade Boggs. Wade Boggs. It's a walk of 15. Boggs is a 7, plus 0 is a 7. He's below the card, so he puts it into play. He doesn't walk. It's a ballpark again. It's 60 for the Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium 60 is a power check. So we need to check the second number that we rolled for Wade Boggs, and that is 79. His power with nobody on is a 30. Sorry, a 30 plus a 5. 35. 79 is well above that. It's not a home run, so it's going to be the out next to the ballpark is a ground ball, and that is a 5-3. All right, to the 5th inning, we have Rex Hudler up. Now, Rex is the man with the home run earlier in the game. He'd like to get another one. Obviously, he's got a pretty good power rating with men off. So a walk of 11. Now, he's a patience of 2. -1 takes him to patience of 1. He's well below the card, so it's into play. And it is a fielding check. If he gets on, it's a jump 10 running game. Rex Hudler is a jumper 26, so again, if the fielding check fails for the fielder, we will get a running game opportunity. So, line drive down the right field line. The right fielder ranges over. Line out to right or a double into the right field corner. So right fielder is Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill is a D plus in right field. He needs to be a B minus, so he's below the actual card rating, which means that we have a double into right field. Paul O'Neill doesn't get there in time. Now the running game section, because he's on second base, he would need to have a jump of 40 plus before he attempts to steal a third. Then you would half the rating. If you have 40 and you half the rating and it still falls within the running game, he would attempt third. But Rex Hudler in this case, 26, he's not above 40, so he's not even going to attempt to steal third base. So we have a runner on second base and we have nobody out. It's usually 2 outs with the runner on second base, but Spike Owen is up. So Spike is up now. We've got a walk of 12 on a close pitch. He fouls off a couple of those ones. With men on, he's got a patience of 8, but Jimmy Key has got a -1 to make him a 7. So his 7 is below the card, which means it's in play, and it's a ballpark again. So let's go back to Yankee Stadium. 16 at Yankee Stadium, you can see that's an out. So we go to the out on the card as a fly ball, and a fly ball is an L8 for the first out. Now, because there's a runner at second base, I'm going to see, in this case, whether the runner actually tags up at second. So we go over to this card, we flip another card, we see the tag up on fly ball section, and we go down to the tag at second, and we can see that it's a yes. So we've got a L8 and a tag. And I've just done the out twice, which I shouldn't have done. And so we've got a runner over there at third base with one out. And Damien Easley, the leadoff batter, is coming up. Easley's up. The ball's in play. It's another fielding check and a possible running game. Now, he's got bases open in front of him, so even though there's a man on, he's all the way over at third. So if he does get on from a fielding check, it will be a running game because his jump is 23, which is above 13. So another fielding check. Line drive into the alley in left centre. The left fielder dives full stretch. So the left fielder is Bologna. The left fielder is a D. Bologna is a D. He needs to be an A+ down the bottom there. And because he's not, it's going to be a double with a 3-base advance. Well, he only needs to advance 1 base. It is a double, and that'll score him. Damien Easley, again, with his running game that he would have had, he is on second base, not first base, so he would have to be over 40, and it would cut it in half then. If he was, he could get a running game card, but he's not because he's standing on second base. That's tied the score. RBI double to Damien Easley, bringing in Rex Hudler. Hudler's having a great game. He's had a home run and a double, as we can see down here. Hudler with a home run and a double. Chad Curtis now is up for the Angels. And we flip a card and we've got an apostrophe before the play, and we have got a runner on base, so we need to have a look at that. We've got a possible pass ball. So the catcher is Matt Noakes. Matt Noakes has, down the bottom, CA is PB pass ball rating is a 0. So in 1994, Matt Noakes did not allow a pass ball. He's got a 0 chance here. So instead of the pass ball, we go to the next part of the pitch, the crack of the bat. We hear that crack, the ball's in play, and the ball's in play, and it's a ballpark. So again, Yankee Stadium ballpark is coming into it. Huge amount this game, and it's going to be a 0-5. Now a 0-5 is going to be a single. So we've got a single on the Yankee Stadium ballpark, single for Chad Curtis. We've got a runner over at second base. So we've got a runner at second base, just with 1 out. So we can see the yes there, and an RBI single for Chad Curtis. In comes Damon Easley to score, and it is 3-2 to the California Angels. Jimmy Key has pitched 20 batters so far. You can see that Jimmy Key has got a 28 stamina rating. Now he's got till 28 till he fades, unless he gives up 5 runs before that, and then he starts to fade as soon as he gives up 5 runs. If he gives up 4 individual runs in an inning, he would fade until he gets out of that. Obviously, a 5th year run would give him total fade, and he would start fading away from there. If he only, say he gives up 4 runs in the first innings, he fades until he gets out of the innings, and then he's back to normal until his 5th run, and then he would fade. But Tim Salmon is up now, and he's looking to extend this lead a little bit more. Salmon had a double in the 3rd inning. He's got an 0-2 breaking ball. He puts it into play, and what do you know? It's ballpark again. So Yankee Stadium comes into play again. It's a 46. 46 this time is power. So it's a power check for Tim Salmon, who's got a little bit of power. Tim Salmon with men on's power is 43, and the power adjustment with men on for Jimmy Key is a 10. So 43 minus 10 is 33. If we look at the second dice here, it's 95, which is well above the home run number. So we go to the out on the ballpark card as a ground ball. Now, that is a 4-3 unless the combined strikeout rating is a K3 or less, and that would be a 5-4, which would force the runner instead of moving the runner to second. So we need to check Salmon. Salmon is a K4. The strikeout for Key is a +1 though, which makes him a 5. So it is a 4-3, not a 5-4. Runner does move up to second base. Chili Davis is up. Chili is 0 for 1. He did have a walk in the first inning. And again, we have the asterisk, so we need to check to see if there's any. This time we have a wild pitch check. So Jimmy Key is struggling. He would hope to have not a wild pitch. His wild pitch rating is a 51. It's a 33, and it's a wild pitch from Jimmy Key to make the runner move over to third. Now that the wild pitch has happened, we need to look at the pitch. The pitcher tries to jam the batter. So he's going to hit him. So Chili Davis is with a man on, hit by pitch of 1. Jimmy Key is a -15, which takes him under 1. So it definitely can't happen. Because that can't happen, the ball's in play. And he would have to get it past the first baseman into right field, he'd have to be a 25 to 30 on his hitting rating. Otherwise, it's a ground ball. Chili Davis is a 19 with men on. -1 for Key makes him an 18. So he's not between 25 and 30. So we have a ground ball. It's a 5-4, which means that the runner is stranded on third. And it's 2 runs, though, to the California Angels. And they lead this one 3-2. Don Mattingly is up, facing Mart Leiter, who's faced 20 batters. With this stamina over here for Leiter, you can see he's an 11, but he was a starter and a reliever. So when a player is a starter and a reliever, we need to do a calculation for their stamina. We can see his games relieved is 33, so we want to half that and drop the decimal, so it's 16. We want to add 16 to his 11. So we basically say 11 and 16 is 27. That's his stamina. He's still got a little bit of time still to pitch. Don Mattingly is up. Mattingly is 1 for 2 with a double in the first inning. 3-1 fastball is put into play. 28 to 30 would be a single. He is a 15 plus 3 is an 18, so it's not a single, it's a ground ball. It's a ground ball to the second baseman, Rex Hudler, with an error check. We've had this before. Hudler is 15. 94 this time. He doesn't make the error. 1 down. Danny Tartable. Fastball down the middle. Strikeout 0. So, Tartable is a K3. Mark Leiter is a -1, which takes him to a K1. He's not a K0, he's above it, so he puts it into play. It's good for him. But it's a fly ball this time. And the fly ball is an F7. Paul O'Neill's up for the Yankees. Oh, 0-1 fastball's climbing the ladder, but he's put it into play. Now that's a ground ball. So he's smacked it down, but there's no runner on, so that running game doesn't matter. And it's 2 outs anyway. We have a 5-3 now. The third baseman easily made the play. He's put it across the diamond to Perez. We just need to make sure Perez doesn't drop the throw at first base. He's got an error of 3. It's a 58, so that's fine. It's a 5-3. No problems at all. Bo Jackson's up now for the Angels here. We have Jimmy Key still going strong. Base on balls 12. He's a W2, -1. Control for Key is a 1, so it's into play. It's going to be a 16 to 30 would be a single, otherwise a ground ball. Bo Jackson's got 17. Jimmy Key plus 5 is a 22. So it is between 16 and 30, and it's a single for Bo Jackson. So first time today he doesn't strike out. Bringing up Chris Turner. This one's going to be in play. We've got a ground ball, fly ball. They're definitely looking for a double play here, the Yankees. We've got grounded into a double play 1 of Turner, and we've got 3 for Jimmy Key. So 1 and 3 is 4, and 4 is 4-6-3 double play. So they have turned the double play, which is exactly what they wanted to do. So it's a 4-6-3 double play. We've got, that was Perez. So I've stuffed that up, but it's still a double play, but it was a 6-4-3 double play. I've done that 2 innings in a row for Perez. Jimmy Key. Ball in the dirt. Did he go? We've got a walk of 6 possibility for Turner's a 3. Jimmy Key is a -1, so that's a 2. So he's below the card, which is bad for the batter. Into play. And he's either fouled it back or he's driven it into the center left field alley. So he's either going to get a double or he's going to foul it away and then get a fly ball later on. Chris Turner with nobody on has got a doubles of 29. Adjusted down by 10 from Jimmy Key to 19. 55. Way out of range, so it's a fly ball. And the fly ball is L5. To the bottom of the 6th inning now. Matt Noakes. We are looking at 23 batters faced now for Leiter. He's got 4 batters left on his stamina. Facing Matt Noakes. Walk of 3 and a jump of 70. Noakes has a W4 for his patience and a 0 control adjustment. So it is a 4. So he's above that. Matt Noakes, so he walks. Now he's a catcher and he hasn't got a jump rating. So the jump doesn't come into effect. Bernie Williams is now up. Leiter would like to maybe get a double play here. The crack of the bat, the ball is in play. If the hitting rating is 24 to 30, it'd be a single, otherwise it'll be a ground ball. With a man on, we've got a batting rating of 13, -5 is an 8. So it's not between 24 and 30, it's a ground ball. And it's 1 to leading base. Now, they'll get the runner at second unless there is an error by 1, which is the pitcher. So Mark Leiter can help himself by getting this here. His error ratings are 31. 35, he just makes the play and he gets the runner at second base. Fielder's choice. Bernie Williams the first. Matt Noakes trots off. Randy Velarde's up. 1 out, runner on first. Strikeout 5. Velarde's a K7 with a man on, and +1 would be a K8. His contact rating is above the strikeout 5, so it's good for him. So he puts it into play, doesn't strike out. But his hitting rating needs to be a 26 to 30 to get a single, otherwise they're a ground ball. Velarde's batting rating with 14 with men on. -5 takes him to a 9. So we have a ground ball, and that ground ball is a possible double play. Now, it would be a 3-6-3 unless the runner on first, Williams, base running rating, he needs to pass a check to see if he can basically get down to second quickly enough to mean that the first baseman, Perez, would just go and step on first instead. But Bernie Williams, his base running ratings are D. Bernie Williams would have to be an A base running rating to stop the double play, but it's a 3-6-3 double play because it's not, and they get out of the innings. So through 6 here at Yankee Stadium, we have a 3-2 lead to the California Angels. We have Jimmy Key, who has faced 25 batters, and he'll be facing Rex Hudler, the man of the moment. Walk of 14. on a close pitch. He's a W2. -1 makes him a W1. So the card is well above it, so it's in play. And a 19 to 30 would be a single, otherwise a fly ball. He's a 17 with bases empty. +5 is a 22. So that puts him between them, between 19 and 30, and it's a single to Rex Hudler. So Rex Hudler is 3 for 3, having a good game of it. That will mean that Jimmy Key is facing Spike Owen. Now, possibly try to bunt, but the sacrifice rating of Spike Owen is a 1, and that's the worst rating. So 10's the highest, and a bunt for a hit is only 15%. If he tries to bunt for a hit and he misses that 15, if he got 1 to 45, he would be a sacrifice. But in this case, I'm just going to let him hit away. So Jimmy Key to Spike Owens. Jimmy Key is also getting close to his stamina. 2-0. Jimmy Key tries to place the ball in there, and it's going to be put in play by Spike Owen. 27 to 30 would be a hit, otherwise a ground ball. We have, with the man on, we've got a 24 rating with a -1 to take him to a 23. So he's just missed that. 23 instead of 27. It's a ground ball, and that ground ball is going to be a 3-1. So the first baseman flips across to the covering pitcher, runner on second base, and there is one out. Jimmy Key to Damian Easley. Now this is the last batter for Jimmy Key before he starts to fade. So he'd like to get an out here. And the ball's in play. He would have to be a 30 to get a single in the opposite field. Otherwise, there's a ground ball. He's a 13. -1 is a 12. It's a ground ball. Ground ball is a 4-6. It's behind the runner, so he's going to move him up to third. 2 down. Chad Curtis. Now, Jimmy Key has faced 28 batters, and his stamina is 28. He has not got a bonus. You would get a bonus if he'd given up no runs. He'd get a 5-batter bonus, but now he's fading. So there's a little bit different process to get the outs here most of the time. So Chad Curtis with a runner on third. Will the curveball break? Hit by pitch. Now with a man on, Chad Curtis got a hit by pitch of 11. But the adjustment hit by pitch is at -15 for Key, which takes Chad Curtis under 0. So a hit by pitch can't happen. So normally we would go down to a ball in play, but because he's fading, we have to go down to the stamina section. If we can see fading in the 3 boxes there, then we have to take the reading underneath. In this case, we do. Now, lefty-righty power. Have we got a lefty-righty matchup? Just ignore the moderate wind because we're not playing wind rules in this game. So if there's a lefty-righty matchup, we have a power check. We got Jimmy Key up there with the little asterisk next to him. He's a lefty pitcher. Chad Curtis hasn't got the asterisk, and he's not a switch hitter either, so he's a righty. We've got a lefty-righty matchup. So that means we've got a bonus power check because Jimmy Key is fading. We can see with the man on, Chad Curtis is a 20 power. Jimmy Key still takes the 10 off him though. So it's a 10 power check. A 1 to 10 would be a home run. It's a 33. It's not a home run. Now, because it's a bonus check, and to simulate the pitcher getting tired, it means that the batter has got a little bit more chance. So instead of just having one missed check, he now gets to flip another card and look under the normal ball in play section. So if his batting rating is a 21 to 30, he'll get a single bringing the runner. Otherwise, it's a ground ball, which will most likely end the inning. Back over to Curtis. His batting rating's a 10. -1 is a 9. So it's nowhere near 21 to 30. So it is a ground ball. The ground ball is a 4-3. If he's a K5 minus, it's a 6-4. He's K9, K10. So it is a 4-3. It ends the inning. Jimmy Key fading, but did get out of there. Mark Leiter's now up, facing Pat Kelly. He's got one left. Strikeout 13. He's not fading yet, so we'll have a look at that. We've got Pat Kelly's a K9, minus 2 is a K7. The reading is above, so the batter's card is below, so it's a strikeout. Now he's got 27 and he's also fading, facing Polonia. Now he's going to be on a fairly short leash here, even batter or two. Hope he can get out of this inning. That one's in play. Because he's fading, we have to go down to the stamina section. But this time it's a fresh result. If it was the first inning or the first batter or relief pitcher, and there was a hit, you flip it over to see if the fresh comes up. If it does, you change the result to the out on the fresh cut. But because he's fading, the stamina check down there, nothing untoward happens. So we flip again. We look at the ball in play section, and this one is he's pulled it to the pull side, and he's pulled it hard. It could be a home run or it could be a single. So Luis Polonia, with nobody on, has got power of 0. Anyone with power of 0 cannot get a home run. It's automatically a single. Now, it says here if he's got a jump of 80, he will try to steal second. He's just missed that. He's got a jump of 79. So Mark Leiter has now given up a base runner in the fade. I'm a little bit concerned there. He's got the lead. Normally I probably would have replaced him before the inning, but we'll do it now. We're going to go to the bullpen. So Mark Leiter, we're going to the bullpen. And the way we do that is we come over to the California Angels relief card. We can see the 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th innings and how many times the relievers appeared there. We look at the 7th inning because we're in the bottom of the 7th. And in this case, I think I'm going to go for Bob Patterson to come into the ball game. So I just need to find Bob Patterson's card. I'll put that down for a second. Or maybe not. There he is. Bob Patterson. So Bob Patterson's in there, one runner on. Mark Leiter leaves the game. Bob Patterson's facing Wade Boggs. Now the first at bat, the first batter that Bob Patterson faces, he's under the fresh. Lack of control is getting the pitcher into trouble. Walk 5. So a W7 minus 1 would become a walk 6. So it's the walk 6 is above the